Did we?
What are you doing wrong? We have a seizure? What the fuck?
Are we ready for the mysterious Beerious?
Sure thing. So as you're doing that and doing the pour and all that, I'm going to bring up the fact that we went to Crooked Handle? Crooked Paddle? Crooked Handle. I was like, oh shit, what's it called?
Crooked, Ronald. Did you say crooked again?
Crooked. I think he's C-R-O-O-K-E-D. I think that's definitely going to be crooked.
It's crooked. Crooked like your soul.
But we went there and it was a lot of fun.
I love you.
And it was, so...
It's like 4 blocks from my house there in Pickwood where I live.
But
now we know where I live.
Now you all know where Ronald is.
That's right. So we went there, and I'm really, like, I have a mixed
Hope that's
thought
enough for a pour shot.
about how breweries are doing their thing, but I'm kind of liking it because I'm not a people person typically. I'm not like a big group social individual, but I am when I'm drinking, so it's all right. But, you know, like at Crooked Handle there in Pickwa at least, you know, they have very few like single tables, and they got a bunch of long tables where you just sit with the group. Like it's kind of like, oh, you're just going to sit down by these people because it's an open spot. I like it that you seat yourself, and I like it that you're able to pay for your food and drink all at once instead of having to order them 2 separate counters like some breweries. And then
Okay, that's not going to stand up very
Smells
cool.
like chocolate.
I think it's really cool that they have a big open game room where you can play cornhole and stuff inside.
Where was this game room? I didn't even
It was
see
off to the
It was
right
to the
side.
right.
It was stood right when you walked in. So when they were pitching the place, remember I talked, they were
There
doing like,
wasn't like a lot of video games or anything, but it was like an open area.
what they call their event space.
This is how observant I am.
But it was the event space that you would be doing the yoga. So
You
you'd be
did.
doing yoga
Okay.
with the people on the street watching
Like
you.
walking, yeah, that's real cool. You
I
know,
wouldn't care.
always
My
wanna be
ass would have been in the window.
Some like pervert or something is probably like standing there the whole time. It smells very chocolatey. I think
It
it's like
does.
German chocolate cake.
It's kind of weird.
Ew, it does.
But it's a good weird.
Almost
I
like
think.
a smoky,
Maybe.
smoked.
Oh, man.
See, I'm almost thinking it's a pretzel-y taste because I was almost thinking cherries at first. Like some kind of chocolate-covered cherry. But anyway.
Such a good boy. Such a good boy.
So this, I was thinking at first when I took a sip, it was smelled and tasted maybe a little bit cherryish, but I'm kind of picking up a pretzel.
I feel like smoked chocolate.
Maybe there could be a smoky, but it's like a
Smoked German chocolate cake.
Man, that's...
No, wait. Is there coffee in there?
I was kind of thinking like a coffee.
I feel like a coffee bean or something.
Because I don't feel like they would have chocolate coffee and, I mean, maybe they'd have chocolate. Maybe it's some kind of chocolate
Cherry
coffee
chocolate
and nuts. The cherry chocolate coffee would be good. Maybe some kind of like chocolate coffee and nuts.
The important question is, are you enjoying it?
It's very good.
Is this the dark charge beer?
No.
Oh, okay.
I drank...
Yeah,
I
you
drank
did
that-
say you drank that.
I drank that bitch because I was like, fuck it, it's New Year's, I want to drink something. But I don't want to drink whiskey because I've got too many fucking idiot kids running around my house.
I'm ready for the reveal, the gender reveal.
The ginger reveal is Death's Tar by Revolution Brewing out of Chicago. 14% ABV.
Damn.
Hell yeah.
No wonder.
Stout aged in bourbon barrels.
We said what?
Stout aged in bourbon barrels, dark, rich, and barrel forward.
I really like this, and I feel like I've seen that can
And it's their
before
Deepwood
in
series.
Zach's group or like
That's tar.
Death's Tar.
Sorry.
I feel like I've seen
But this can
that
art,
posted in a group somewhere.
then the
Maybe
can art, we got like a Grim Reaper
I
on
like it.
there.
I can't.
Right away, gonna give this a 5.
Yes, yes. It was either this one or that slushy boy for the mysterious. I'm like, I gotta do this.
Yeah.
This,
I think this is better.
Knock your on your ass.
yeah.
So it's kind of thick, like syrupy.
Mm-hmm.
Very dark, chocolatey,
It doesn't say though, which is very upsetting.
but it tastes like it in
Yeah.
coffee.
Dude, there was this meme that I saw, and I don't think I shared it, and I will probably not be able to find it super quick, but it was
It
really...
wasn't about the hard-boiled egg in the ass, was it?
No, it was about,
Come on.
it was about...
You hard boil an egg, baby, and I'll let you put it up my ass. Will that make you feel better?
Dude.
Bear tick.
Will that make you feel better?
That made me feel better.
Okay. So while she's looking for a meme, so Revolution Brewing is out of Chicago. The guy, so it's called Death's Tar. Well, the guy that started the company is a gentleman by the name of Josh Death. He worked for several breweries up in the Chicago area and had a few that he started and went out before this place took off. And apparently they do a huge variety of everything from IPAs to barrel-aged stuff. They got a pretty huge brewery up there. But he cut his teeth working at like Goose Island, which when we went to that concert last summer up there in Chicago, we had
some of that.
some Goose Island stuff. And let's see, basically, yeah, they were started, Revolution Brewing began in February of 2010, and they added a second floor Brewers Lounge in 2011 and opened a tap room in 2012. And they purchased a production brewery so they can get distribution out of Chicago about this time last year. And they got, bigger distribution, and they currently are distributing in Illinois, Indiana, Iowa, Ohio, Massachusetts, Michigan, Minnesota, Nashville, New Jersey, New York City, and Wisconsin. In 2017, they became the 40th largest craft brewery and the 50th overall largest brewery in the country. So, getting pretty big on that. I don't know where the cutoff from craft brew to like mega brew comes from, but still.
Well, so it wasn't a meme, and I did not save it. I think it was a TikTok video, and I'm kind of upset that I did not save it because it was some dude making fun of. He was making fun of just basically people who are really into craft beer. He's making fun of the way they try to profile a beer. They're like, there's chocolate notes. I'm tasting this, and I'm tasting this, and then every time it's like, no, it's actually this, and so they're like always getting it wrong, and it's like he basically said it's like craft beer lovers who've been in the craft beer, thing for a while. Just basically, it's like you always suck at trying to figure out what flavor it is. You're always getting it wrong.
This has a chocolatey testicle smell, like the time that I dipped those hot Carl's balls in chocolate and I licked it off.
I feel like that's us.
And this also has a slightly Semitic flavor, where it just tastes like salty jizz.
I was like, what's a Semitic? And then I realized what you were trying to say.
Semitic? Is that how you pronounce it? I'm sorry, I pronounced it
I don't know how to
incorrectly.
pronounce the word that you invented.
I was going to say that you would make that up because I don't know that that's a word.
It is now. Next time you suck some dick, or your wife sucks your dick, you're like, was that a very good Semitic flavor? She'll be like,
I'll tell you what.
and she'll be like, bitch. They'll be like, bitch, no, eat some fucking pineapple. Make that shit taste better.
An idea for like a TikTok of like some hoe that like gives blowjobs and she like tastes like, I can taste like,
oh my god.
I taste notes of pineapple.
She's doing it as if she's tasting craft beer. It's the craft semen files, and she's over here like, this guy's like this. I can tell he eats these things, and he doesn't have a very good schedule because he does this, and sometimes it's like this. This guy's very consistent on what he eats. He's a super healthy dude.
This guy clearly hasn't nutted in a while because the consistency and thickness. Look at this jizz ball. She like strictly on Twitter finger.
The viscosity of the semen.
I bet you there's a whole lot of big semen in this one, and this one there isn't as much.
There's got to be some kind of a judging type thing. Like I'm sure they're judging that somewhere.
I bet there's like some kind of like adult industry something or other with that.
Like adult video awards where
like
they're like
taste testing cups. And they like put it in the cup and you like put it in there and you like swish it around and spin it in a bowl.
Be like,
Wine tasting.
so I think this jizz came from that man, this jizz came from that man, and that one came from a bowl.
Some came from a bowl of everybody else's spit up jizz. I finally understood what he said. He didn't say B-O-W-L.
Yeah, he did
said
not.
Like, a giant cow.
Right away, what you said was way funnier.
This is where everybody sucked him off and spit it in the thing. This is where like 12 guys just jerked off into the same cup plate and were cooking with each other.
I like how I interpreted that way.
Yeah, that's way better. It was. And this is what's cool about people with different brains.
Oh my god.
That'd be like you drinking out of our yeah.
Our discard water?
Yeah.
That's right, exactly.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god, that was hilarious.
It was. I gotta get another one.
What was that somebody said we're too perverted? Hi!
Oh, that was too funny.
The adult awards are called the willies and they're just big dicks. The bigger the bigger dick you get, the just larger one.
I know there's like an adult film awards thing, but I can't remember what it's actually called.
That's great.
I know this for a fact because I think I watched something about it.
I think I've watched some of their award ceremonies.
Best jizz shot of the year goes to
That's really funny.
Slutty Carla.
Slutty Carla.
AVN awards. That's stupid and boring.
That's a dumps Avian?
AVN.
Adult video
Network
something.
But, no, I gotta look at it.
XBiz awards.
Are there Pornhub awards?
Adam Film World Award. What?
Pretty sure, are there Pornhub awards? Does Pornhub give out plaques like YouTube if you get so many subscribers?
That would be hilarious.
Yeah, you like hang it in your adult film. It's like always in the background.
Like, yeah, my Anal Angels 8 on Pornhub, 10,000 views. They gave me this fucking platinum pack.
10,000
When it fucking gold,
very many.
when it fucking gold, when it fucking gold for like 50,000, a million.
It doesn't say
They
what it
sent me a
stands
gold
for.
plaque. And let me tell you, there's nothing stopping monetization there.
It didn't say what the AVN stood for. I would like to know. Maybe Adult Video Network. That's the only thing I can think of.
Probably something stupid and boring like that.
Lame.
Like I don't know why they have to have like dick sucking awards or
Oh, I'm sure they do.
something like more interesting than that.
Best
Right.
up and coming female actress. Best up and coming male actress.
Coming.
Right.
Best acting in a porn film.
Yeah. And it's kind of like if your acting is so good that they can't even, they forgot they were watching a porn. Your acting's pretty good.
That time when you played when she played my stepsister, I really believed it. I really believed I was jerking off to my stepsister.
Right.
I really believed I was jerking off to my stepsister.
You're the one that always shares those fucking weird ass stepsister things, aren't you?
Dude.
So
Come
like,
on. Is there something you're not telling us about your fantasies?
what was the one? It was something like she was stuck in a dryer or something. Like shared it
Oh,
recently.
that was fucking funny because it was like the guys that did. It was like a bunch of like firefighters or something. That was something to the fake porno. This was like they had to save their stepsister. It was all parody style, but this chick was like, help me, big stepbrother, and she was in like a cheerleader outfit, and they were like, we didn't get there fast enough. And instead of like pulling her out of the washer and screwing her, instead she like got sucked into it. And they had the camera inside and like it's like and she died.
I don't know. Like I haven't watched some like the most recent ones that you guys shared today. I think the last thing I watched was that thing that Francis shared about the like, if I have to be traumatized, you have to be traumatized.
Right,
I was like,
funny.
what the fuck did I just watch?
Those are the best videos. I like those. They traumatize people.
It was traumatizing.
Sharing my mental damage.
That's right. It's like the phrase that I used to use was, I didn't want to know it alone.
I've used that before. Since I had to see this, now you have to see
Right.
it.
It's like,
Group
damn.
suffering is the best.
Help me process this because I'm having trouble coming up with anything to think about this. And then, you get one person getting the thoughts flowing. It's like, yes, okay, makes sense, yeah.
I'm putting strong on this.
Yeah.
I'm like nursing this one because it's so good.
Well,
I should think to do that, and I didn't.
The part that I liked on the description is that barrel forward flavor.
I did like that too.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just a fancy way of saying barrel aged, but
It's barrel aged, but like taste oaky, like woody or something.
yeah, but it's like this just means barrel aged.
Or if that's like where the smokiness like has, because I feel
Probably.
like it has a little bit of a smokiness to it. So I got syrupy, dark chocolate coffee bourbon strong. Is there anything you guys add to that?
I get either a nutty or a pretzel-y taste or something like that.
I could see nutty.
So one of the funny things that I just had a flashback of when I said it tastes woody.
Oh god, that was great.
You remember years and years ago before we were really drinking
Is it about
much?
15 dicks in your mouth?
No.
Okay.
It's one of the first times I ever drank Guinness, and I was talking to Missy about it. I was like, I really like that. It tastes woody.
And I cracked on him, and
She's like, it tastes like a woody. What do you mean? You know what a woody tastes like?
yeah, I totally cracked on him. I was like, ha, 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 you like woodies in your mouth, ha. And then we went to hang out with Steve Richardson, so I told him, I'm like, dude, he says he likes woodies, ha. And then, we're just basically being immature and cracking on him, and it was really fun.
Well, now our palates are much more refined. We
So
all
it's
like
like-
things that taste woody.
Yeah, pretty much.
This goes back to that reviewing the bowls of jizz from different people.
I was getting ready to say something. I cannot remember what I was going to say. Oh, I was going to say about Guinness. I remember the first time I tasted Guinness, and it was like the most disgusting thing I ever tasted.
I remember you said that because it had the little ball in the can, and then you you were cleaning the hotel and they had somebody left that, I think, and so they left it as a tip, and they just left the room and left it, and so you're like, fuck it, I'm taking free beer, and then you're like, dude, it was fucking hideous, and I think I remember, I don't know if I was there when you dumped it out, but I just remember how strong it smelled. You actually started drinking beer at that time, and I didn't like beer yet, and I was like, ugh.
Yeah, but I drank light beer back then, and I thought I hated dark beer until we started doing this, actually.
Right. I feel like I could probably drink a Guinness now and appreciate it. I had this one time.
Guinness, to me, I've had a few in recent times, and it's like, to me now, it's definitely not that strong. It's kind of like, that is, quote, a base stout, but a strong base stout. Does that make sense to me?
I would probably not mind it now, but like back then I just didn't drink that stuff.
So I had this one time. It was Sam Adams. And it was a Sam Adams Winter Ale sampler pack. And I only liked one of them out of there.
I like one of those like last year, I think.
A couple of them were like, okay, this was years ago. And I'm like, why do people rant and rave over Sam Adams? I was like, I don't really care for a Sam Adams. And so the one that was in there was a really dark one, and it tasted like burnt soy sauce. It was hideous. And I'm like, I'm going bowling that night with a couple friends and Larry, and we go into Richmond, and I had like a beer, probably I think I tried that one, and it was hideous. So I there was like a really light ale in there, and I drank some of that. I was like, this one's really good. And I'm like, maybe if I mix them together, they'll like cancel the other one, the one will cancel the one out. It did not. And then it made the whole thing hideous. So I'm here chugging 2 beers. And then, so when we leave, it was like our friend Scott, he had a beer, and he was drinking, like it was just one beer. So he just had it. And we were like driving there, and he still had it. He's like, yeah, I don't want the rest of this. And then there was like this chick that I had been working with, and she didn't want the rest of hers. So I'm like trying to chug these beers and finish them. Like I don't like drinking in a moving vehicle. I like to be able to hide the container and just not worry about it. And so I chugged these 4 beers as soon as we get there, and I got pissed really bad. And so we're waiting for the night bowling, and the place was not open at all. So the girl that I had been working with, she had to pee really bad, so she just hops out and pops a squat like right beside the vehicle.
As you do.
And I typically don't. I hold it. I'm not an outside peer, but she would pee outside.
Except from the back of the cop station.
Right. Oh yeah, I did that the one I had to pee really bad. But she hopped outside the vehicle, and then Larry's like, I'm gonna make it really awkward, maintain eye contact with you the whole time. So she maintained eye contact back with him.
This is like when my dog.
That's what you're supposed to. Like, you know, like when people like stare into the crack of the door, like when you're like
right, like they're trying to see if somebody's in there and they're looking at you.
You gotta make hard.
Right, you have to
like establish
dominance.
Exactly. Like you're sitting there like motherfuckers looking at me, and you look back at them and you're like, yeah, I see you looking at me. Now you know
a little bit while you're doing it.
Now we both know that you're a fucking pervert, not just you.
All right, sorry, go on.
No, but then so like we're waiting for.
I'm just hearing about her pee dominance fetish.
It wasn't me. It was the girl I worked with. She was like staring into Larry's eyes, and he was staring into her eyes. Like
there's some sexual energy with that.
Establish dominance with each other. So then we go inside. We do our thing pretty much. But after they finally open. But yeah, that was like I'm chugging all these beers, and I had one of the grossest beers. It was definitely top 5. Definitely top 5 grossest beers, and that was before I'd ever even been like into craft beer. This was just Sam Adams shit. Like
Sam Adams is one of those that
it was a pecan beer. I thought it was gonna be delicious.
That sounds delicious.
It tastes like fucking burnt soy sauce.
Sam Adams is one of those like macro breweries that still tries to go to the micro roots and like the craft roots like that, and sometimes they succeed, sometimes they don't. What was it last year?
I don't think they hardly ever succeed. I don't really care for them.
There was one they did, I think it was last year, and it was like this ridiculous like 25 or 30% beer.
That would be amazing.
That was basically like made with like a ridiculous amount of dark cherries and all this stuff, and they were selling them in limited editions for like $100 a can or some crazy shit.
I think I remember you talking about this.
And it was one of those things I was like, I want to try that. I never did get to where, because there's a few places I saw said they had like tastings of it, because you couldn't get like, a pint glass of it, obviously.
Right.
You get like, basically like a little Dixie cup taster worth, just enough to get a good taste of it.
Right.
Because at 25%, that's gonna fuck you up real fast.
A whole glass of it.
If you had a whole
It'd have
pint
to
of
almost
that.
be well, I feel like they would be, maybe you could order a quad shot, like they should have done it like that.
But if they're charged, if it's like $100 a can, probably a tall boy, I'm assuming. I'm hoping.
Right. Maybe spending $100 for it and get a fucking 12 ounce.
But it was sitting there talking about like they had to do like a bunch of crazy shit with yeast. They used like champagne, some special breed of champagne yeast to get the ABV that high.
All right, Ron, that's your goal.
25%.
Yep, you get brew a really strong desserty type beer.
I'm into that. Like a pecan pie beer.
After I get back from my vacation at the end of the month, I will start looking into getting some brew hardware.
So I feel like if he does the pecan pie beer, since he's already done one, this is going to be like.
Did he do pecan pie?
Yeah, because it was Missy's pie.
Oh,
so
that's right.
if he does this, it's going to be like the way he does it. It's how some breweries they'll make a beer and then they make another beer that's different than it, and it might be stronger. There's some other different like attribute to it, but it usually ends up making it a little bit stronger. And so like they make the can more badass. So his bottle label would have to be more badass.
That label is already awesome.
So where
The label I made for it was Missy's spread eagle with like a fucking.
I'm wearing clothing.
She was,
by the way.
But she was spread eagle. She had a pecan pie on there with just this fucking shit-eating grin on her face.
But I feel like with doing that, I don't know what would have to be the badass thing. Like, would there have to be like flames shooting out as well?
Flames shooting out of it, you in black leather lingerie, being like,
It'd be called like Missy's Pie, like
deluxe, Missy's deluxe pie.
Wait, what? I'm drawing a blank. What's the? I don't know, I was gonna say like something to do with like a dominatrix, but
That's like the black leather part of it. Missy's dominating pie.
right. But yeah, it'd have to be like there would just be something along the lines of that where it's just hyped up. It's
Bigger, better, bolder,
yeah.
higher ABV. Bye, we love you.
My nose is running.
Oh, Ariana's hiding from us because she's scared. I thought she was going to go pee, but she's not. She's just going to go blow
I
something.
thought she was gonna pee too. She's just gonna go blow something.
That's what I'm doing. That's like the theme of today, right?
Yes,
Right.
she's blowing things. In this case, it's her nose.
She's gonna put it in a bowl.
There's going to be this like, she's going to blow something, and this like viscous liquid's going to come out of a body part. But
and
no,
we're gonna put it in a bowl and we're gonna taste test it.
we're gonna all review Ariana's snot.
Ick.
And it's gonna be snotty. It's gonna be a snotty flavor, the snottiest thing I've done all day.
I don't, yeah, you had to really get that in there because snotty is just basically SNOTTY. And I think it was like, you know.
Instead of naughty.
It wasn't like picking it up like with the SNAUGHTY.
Snotty.
That's really funny. Did we write that one yet?
We all said 5, right?
Definite
We did
5.
write that one.
Yeah, I
I
had
was getting ready to say
we were like 5.
I had a feeling you'd all definitely appreciate and like the shit out of that one. Last round, you guys didn't seem impressed what I brought, so I wanted to up my game a little, so I think I did good.
I
Yeah.
had to up my game since I went to the cheap store that didn't have shit about
Yeah,
You know
what
the
did
funny
you get
thing-
last time? It sucked.
You know, the funny thing that you saying that, I bought these and that other batch in the same run to Jungle Gems.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because you did buy it.
I bought like 3 filmings worth at once, so I wouldn't have to worry about messing with it.
Is that the one, the chocolate cinnamon churro,
Yeah,
flying monkey sparkle puff,
yeah,
and the jungle gets pied, which is the one that says at least it doesn't taste like acid reflux.
yeah.
So yeah, that was Ron's last episode that I said at least it doesn't.
That the Jungle Gets Pied was my mysterious, and I was like, I bought it because I wanted to try it because I'm a sucker for branding on just about every fucking thing in my life. And you know, Jungle Gems, and I like the brewery, was it Street Side? I'm like, okay, I like Jungle Gems, I like Street Side, fuck it, I'll try, you know, see if 2 things I like are good together. Not really.
No,
It tastes like asparagus and a vegetable and not good. That's how you described it. Not good.
I don't know. I don't know if you've done this, but there's like an actual place where you can leave comments about it. Do you leave those? Do you put that in there?
Like on the notes,
Yeah.
I started doing, especially like after you did the Molly Hackridge. I was like, I better start putting like Missy's funny takes on these. And like sometimes I'll put like what, like each of, like I'll put her name and like what we said.
I wish you could leave like it. I mean, it's pretty good.
Like
Like
on our Untapped, so check that out.
yeah, check out our misBEERhavior Untapped. But it's like pretty cool because you can. It's very social media-ish. You can like connect with other people.
Right.
But then I just wish it was kind of, because it's almost kind of a lot like Facebook-ish, but I wish it was just a little bit more, so that way you could take a video of you tasting a beer and saying, oh, this is what it is. That way if I start, can you?
What?
I was like, can you? Because you picked up your phone.
I'm sorry.
That's all right.
I just had a thought real quick.
Oh, you distracted me. I thought you were going to check and be like, dude, you can.
What'd you just say?
I was saying how I wish you could like leave like a video review on the stuff that you drink on Untapped.
I don't think so.
Because then like if you could, so when I go on my rants
Man,
about,
that Molly
oh my god!
That Molly Hackridge will be great. I'm also picturing like all the really drunk assholes. Man, this is the best fucking. Man, I have like 36 of these fucking Miller Lights. This fucking.
If you're rating a
this
Miller
fucking
Lite
daddy,
on
man.
Untapped, you can be
Dude,
kicked
this
off
is like
Untapped.
the best. I drank like.
I was just gonna mention that we had some random person like start following our Untapped, and I don't know if he's one of your friends, but like this guy.
Yes, he is. He found me on, well, he didn't really find me on Facebook. He was friends with Stacy and he thought I sounded cool or looked cool or whatever, so he friended me. So then, like, he had been messaging me and he like had tagged, he actually like messaged me a whole bunch of stuff. So whenever he drinks, and he told me like to go, like he lives in the Hamilton area, and he said to like, oh, if you're ever out in the area and you're at this bar, this place, you know, and he's like basically naming off places. He said, let me know so me and my partner can go out there and blah, blah, blah. And so,
Can we say his name? Should we be like,
I don't care.
so random dude that followed our Untapped? Thank you.
So there we go. It's Joe. I'll call him Joe because if he
Easy enough.
listens, he'll know I'm
Joe
talking
Mama.
about him.
Joe.
So it's like, because I'm like, I don't care, and I don't think he would, but I don't know him, so I don't know if he would. Especially since I said, he's like, he lives in the Hamilton area, so.
Well, there's lots of Hamiltons. So.
But I feel like they'd probably know. Like, it can be easily figured out that we're in Ohio.
Really?
Yeah, Ohio.
I mean, you pretty much told everybody where you live, Ron.
Right, you said
Within
Pamela,
4 blocks.
you mentioned Cincinnati.
4 block
like,
radius.
we're getting beer. We're bringing beer from the Ohio pathway.
Hey, that Revolution's from Chicago. We can be from Chicago. Chicago.
Chicago.
We do a lot of Ohio beers, though. I think the majority of the beers we've done are Ohio beers.
We need to get some more out of state. We need to get big so people just start sending us beer.
That's right. Send us beer, man.
That's
Come
right.
on.
I'm thinking when I go on my vacation later this,
I thought you said something about your medication.
When I go on vacation, I need to bring a bunch of diapers with me so I can do like when I came back from Italy when we were.
There you go.
I brought back all those like European Italian beers, you know?
Absolutely.
Wrap them all up in diapers and all that. And be like, sir, you don't have any kids. I'm like, my teenager, she likes to shit herself. These are her diapers.
That's
Like,
great.
these are mine.
These are mine. Do you have a problem?
I have an enlarged prostate and I have to pull them open and stick them in the front of my pants because I leak.
No, it's not just because I'm stuffing to make my dick look bigger.
There you go.
I said not just because. There's multiple reasons for that, okay?
Alright.
I'm incontinent. I want my dick to look bigger. Whatever, man. Whatever.
Dig the book bigger.
The book bigger? The book bigger. Smashing a book, that's what I was saying.
Owie. So, what have we learned today, kids?
Ron has a tick when it comes. It's like he was hypnotized, and that was. He was hypnotized, so it's like, now, Ron, whenever anybody mentions hard-boiled eggs in your ass, you're gonna start licking furiously like a cat that's too fat to lick its own ass. And so, yeah, so that's pretty much. Your other one was better. You were like moving your lips in a weird way. That's what you looked like. So,
Have you learned anything today?
That was pretty much the same thing that I learned. And also, like, the bowl tasting.
it's great to have friends with different brains.
It's great to have friends with different brains.
Yeah.
I think we're all a little neurodivergent, but maybe Missy's a little more so. I don't know.
It's me. I'm the problem. It's me right here.
I learned that Missy wants us to all die at once, so she can only needs to mourn us once, and then she can live alone for the rest of her fucking life. I learned that.
Well, maybe I was gonna say maybe I want you guys to mourn. I want to mourn you guys separately, but I really don't want to. I don't think I would want to.
She's like,
She's like, I want to mourn once and not mourn ever again. And be
There you
alone
So
the rest of my life.
inconvenient if you die separately.
Right? Yeah, guys.
I have to buy separate funeral. I have to buy separate funeral. You just need to have one big funeral,
Yeah,
guys.
like bury him in the same hole.
Dude, Ariana, I'm sorry, but since Ron got that tragic car accident and died, you're gonna have to kill yourself now, and I'm just gonna have to start talking to everybody that I know and love and tell them that they need to kill themselves. And if they're not willing to kill themselves, I'm gonna ask you to kill them and then kill yourself, so I can just mourn them all together.
I just want the mourning out of the way and be done with this, and I don't want to have to mourn anymore the rest of my life. I'm not making any more personal connections. I'm just going to be alone, so I don't have to mourn anybody.
There you go.
Like some old crotchety bastard sitting on our porch shaking her cane. Get off my lawn! I don't want to mourn you when you die.
That's fair. I like it. I'm gonna be crotchety old bastard.
I'm just gonna pre-grieve all of you guys.
I'm just gonna start now.
I'm already grieving you.
Right. I mean, like,
I'm
shit.
already grieving your death.
Right, exactly. Like something like I was gonna say Ron could fall down the stairs, but he doesn't have stairs. So Ariana's gonna fall down her stairs tomorrow on the way to work.
Basement stairs, bitch.
What, are you gonna go down to your basement on the way to work?
Maybe.
He's gonna go down, like, he has to go down the steps in the back, right? He's got steps back there.
I got one.
Yeah, it's
He's gonna go down one step and die. That's
I mean,
he's
there
gonna
was-
hit his head on something.
I had to put some salt down there today because of the ice, so I mean, it was got a little slippery.
So
I know
he
it's
might
not my
die.
walk, so maybe he'll just die on my walk.
There you go. He's gonna. I should pre-grieve him before I leave today. Ron, don't leave yet. You might die, and I'm not done grieving you. Okay, it's safe to leave.
So
Like,
in that case, you know,
he's gonna fall down and die, and I'm gonna be like, well, told you so.
she's like, I'm not done grieving you. That I'm gonna make sure she's done grieving me. Hi, Missy, I love you. I love you. Don't miss me. And she's like, oh God, get the fuck off me. Go away, man. Now I'm not gonna grieve you, fucking prick.
He's gonna die, and I'll be like, way to go, fucker. How to inconvenience me? What the fuck?
Something else I've learned is that every time that we don't have something to talk about, it ends up being funny as fuck.
And sometimes, yes, definitely.
That- Just gotta go with the flow sometimes.
That's right. That's why you just don't write your own jokes. You just gotta fucking.
You write things?
No.
You know how to write?
No. Sometimes I kind of pre-plan some shit, but most of the time I don't.
Yeah, it's usually like we were talking about earlier, like some stupid note, and we're like, what the fuck does that mean?
Like the only thing I pre-planned at all was talking about the cop chick, and that was as far as I got.
Yeah, I think one small pre-plan of like opening up something turns into a can of worms to anything every time with us.
That's probably true. At least when we're like this. You know, some days we're just like, meh.
Right.
It also could be that, 14% beer there at the end that hit us all?
Shut up, Mom.
It could be. It's like, man, you should have
Yeah,
started
but we
with
only
that.
drank a third of that 14% beer,
Right.
so it's not really like that much.
Sometime-
we drink like the equivalent of one beer.
Sometime I'm going to, well, I feel like that, a third and a third and a third, that's almost the equivalent of one beer. I'm going to try to get a 14% beer sometime, so that way I can, we're going to start with that.
Except for this 12% that I drink half.
Yeah, there you go. We're gonna start with the 14%. That way, we're like good and kind of like amped up after that third of a beer.
Well, there's there's a happy medium because we get too amped up, our like taste buds will get shot too.
Well, I mean, we always have good taste buds because we don't drink a whole lot, but it's mostly you run the risk of getting sloppy or just not being able to think right. But I mean, it's only an hour and 15 minutes, and 3 beers.
Yeah.
We're not gonna get too fucked up.
Damn you.
That's right. I'm not a fish.
Anyway, so while they're not fishes, I'm just going to tell you guys they were on all your favorite podcast services. YouTube, we are now breaking it up to make YouTube a little bit more convenient. We're breaking it up into 3 parts, mini episodes each week.
1 beer each episode.
That way, if you don't want to sit here and watch the whole hour and 15 minutes or whatever it is in one hit, you can watch, the first beer, the second beer. Or if you want to be a fuck, you can skip the first 3 and go,
Right to the mysterious beers.
I want to know what that fucking mystery is. I need to know what the mysterious is because I don't give a shit about the others. I already know what those are. You can skip right to that by the end of the week.
Or you can literally go to our Untapped and see them all.
But you're a fucking cheater. You should follow
It's not
some.
as funny to look at the Untapped.
That's
though.
But you're a
Right.
fucking cheater if you do.
Unless
but
I
that's
hate
okay.
the beer. I have to hate the beer. For
And even if you are a cheater, we still like you.
But
It's
we
still
have
not
also
as
have
funny.
funny stories in between.
Absolutely. Right.
So,
If you're watching.
that being said, my friends, like, subscribe, share, leave a comment, tell us what you think of us.
Don't forget we're heavy metal.
Right.
We're heavy
and-
metal. And next week, we're going to be rigging up some new audio recording equipment for our podcast listeners. And I'm excited to see how much improved we are.
Absolutely, me too.
misBEERhavior.com. Sit your ass down. Come on. You forgot. Come on.
Right. I thought misBEERhavior was the
Yeah, me
end.
and Missy did a pretty good job, and you were just like, do.
Right. You fucked it up by talking.
misBEERhavior. misBEERhavior.